And friends, Juliet in this morning for Allie. That gum, you know, that used to come in the Topps cards. You remember how terrible that stuff was?
But once you get past the stale and hard rock like substance, it turns into a flavorful.
It is. I agree with you. It is delicious.
It felt, because of the fact that it was Timothy Geithner who came and presented this, it wasn't serious. He said, you know, where's the president on this?
That and the actual proposal, to some, is a joke. I mean, look. It doubles down on what the offers were before. It's a worse offer than they offered Republicans before, by far. Here's what the president is offering right now.
But Bazooka Joe, the comic, is gone.
The only redeeming part to the gum was the comic.
I disagree. Rick, what do you think?
1,000 years.
Here's what Brenda Jones, the principal whom you said is saying, look, let's do this, says, in an attempt to be fair to everyone, we decided that we would not put the nativity scene out on campus. That was Brenda Jones, the school's principal.
Well, I will stop there. Today is December 1st. This month, prime time to get in the job market. We have the tips you need to get back to work and make your December one to remember.
How are you?
Okay.
You're exhausted, aren't you?
Exhausted.
So, excuse me, tell us a little bit about, you were in this area for 10 years. Tell us a little bit about the neighborhood and what it's like now.
It's a middle-class area.
What's happening with your story, because it's a story that a lot of folks in this area are going through, and the fact that you are living in a home with no electricity, no gas, I mean, you just got nothing there, and it's a devastated area. It's just shocking that this hasn't been resolved at this point. Guys, stay in touch with us, okay? They're saying, look, if you're going to put the Christmas stuff out, you need to include everything, the Kwanzaa, they're not saying don't put anything out, at least for the guy that I was talking to that was on O'Reilly the other night was saying that, but that's the argument.
To my knowledge, they do want the nativity scene removed specifically. Let us know how you feel about this. There is the email address, friends@foxnews.com. Gluten-free, the pumpkin pie, do you have that recipe?
We have.
Not me. Daddy will buy you no toys if you're bad.
Scrooge.
Ooh.
But could that 78% be sending the wrong message to your kids? Joining us now to weigh in.
We'll see you soon.
You're all good elves.
Yes, we are.
Still ahead, call the PC police. One governor changing the Christmas tree to a holiday tree. What's the big problem calling it that?
Nonstop. So you came from New Orleans because you just said it was sort of deja vu.
I mean, just to stare at me.
To raise the debt ceiling. The president would have the power to raise the debt ceiling if and when he feels it was necessary. And look, there is nothing that reflects compromise in this offer. There is none. She
just said that she felt pressured by a Board of Education official who stopped by and basically talked about, this issue that always seems to come up. And this principal's just worried about having to take this situation to court and having to, spend all sorts of money in a lawsuit. So she said just to avoid that, we're just going to back off. We're going to make it, basically non-religious.
We asked Governor Huckabee this question earlier on the show. Repeatedly happens where these judges seem to side with the minority in this case when everyone else was fine with it for years.
Yeah, the atheists in this case may get better constitutional rights than those who do celebrate the symbol of Christmas. Let us know how you feel about this. Friends@foxnews.com. The Twitter address @FFWeekend.
Should Republicans respond? Dana Perino is here, and she joins us right after the break.
The White House saying they're unwilling to compromise on tax hikes for the wealthy. Where do we go from here?
Let's ask Dana Perino, former White House press secretary for President George W. Bush, current co-host of The Five on the Fox News channel.
Morning, Dana.
Hello, Dana.
Hi, how are you guys?
Great, you?
You've had a great show so far.
We've got some
ugly
Christmas sweaters for
Lots
you.
of calories on that table out there.
Speaking of ugly, how ugly was this offer from the White House? $1.6 trillion in new taxes, $50 billion in new stimulus spending. What should Republicans do here? Because it's a popular message for the president to say, I want to lower taxes for 98% of the country.
So therefore, they see these polls. They say that, 60% of Americans...
Ask you about Beckel. Clearly, right? I mean,
no
that's
matter
what
where I go in the country, no matter what airport, what restaurant, there is only one question that people want to know about the Five.
Do you like Bob Beckel?
How do you deal with Bob Beckel?
How do you deal with
So
Bob
I have a feeling, how do you tolerate him? Or what's
Not
Bob
how do you deal with Greg
Can
Gutfeld?
Bob really believe what he... sometimes I get asked about Greg. I get asked if Kimberly and Andrea can walk in those shoes. With Greg, people will ask me, is he, crazy, a genius, or funny. You know, some people don't get him. Like, I really get him. I start laughing before he even finishes sentences. So.
Well, don't over-deliver tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. That's if you want to follow the governor's advice.
He has
Just be okay.
He has big shoes to fill, and I only wear a size 6.
Dana, great to see you.
Thanks,
Good luck
Dana.
tonight.
Thank you.
Coming up on the show, service women deny.
Dave Briggs, the singing Clayton Morris, to my left, your right, and Juliet Huddy in for Allie this morning.
Hi, guys. Do your little song.
I was doing in a couple of minutes. We're going to see who can wrap the best gift between
This
the
should
three
be
of us.
good.
My money's on Huddy, but we'll wait and see.
Why, because I'm the girl?
No,
Yes.
My wife's
Absolutely.
perfect job.
I kept waiting for one of them to take off.
Yeah.
Show a little Rudolph action.
With
you
a
know?
sleigh behind them.
Yeah.
Rudolph, they're all up
Unfortunately,
at
not
the North
reindeer.
Pole right
You
now.
have something in your coffee this morning?
Good point.
Yes, thank you.
Always.
Yeah. Let's check in with Rick.
Not just busy concerning himself with the fiscal cliff, but also a new cabinet. And some reports say he could appoint new cabinet members in the next couple of weeks, including Secretary of State and someone to be the new defense secretary as well. And